celebration, and I know it's crazy because a lot of people, so many people were planning to be here last week and can't be here, so we're doing the best we can with what we have. Last week was only the third time in 20 years that we did not have a service. How's that for a record? So we keep going on, as we do.
You gave us a service online.
Online, yes. You saw that. Great, thanks. Yes, Joann and I are working on that, doing that. I was kind of a little, I'm kind of a little shy about channeling stuff, so that kind of thing I don't do too often. I was always one of those people that said, if somebody tells you that the answers, run. Don't know. You have your own answers inside of you, and it's nice that people share it. But really, we're at a time, I really truly believe, in this time of humanity, that we really need to go inside. I believe in that, making that conscious contact on a personal level, and I believe that it's very tangible. And I believe that all of us have that ability within us, based upon some of our words of wisdom today. And that coming together to spend the time once a week, I mean, that's nothing, right? That's nothing compared to what we get bombarded with over and over again. I mean, how many of you have your television sets on for more than an hour a day? Okay? It's more than an hour a day. Now that television set is programming you with all kinds of stuff. We just did that book in Ishmael. We talked about, like, what's the programming? What's the culture telling you? We're bombarded with stuff all the time. And we're bombarded with it in traffic, we're bombarded with it in supermarkets, we're bombarded everywhere we go and everywhere we go. So to take the time out once a week to try to recharge, to connect to something else, something more profound, is more than needed. And it was one of the things that I always loved, that everybody was there and we were doing, I'm doing the self-help work, I can do it myself, and we can't. I mean, the 12-step program is a wonderful program, and it's a spiritual program, and it shows us right away. The first step is we. We have to do it together. It's a coming together. And this gathering is about purely, the primary purpose is spiritual tools. Developing spiritual tools. That's our primary purpose, so that you can strengthen and build your spiritual tools, so that you can go out there the rest of the week, and you can access that at any time. And that's really powerful, and that's it. But we're not going to tell you what to do. We're not going to tell you that we have the answers for you, because each one of you has your own unique answer within yourself. We're going to say that we trust in that answer, that we want to inspire that answer, that we want to awaken that answer, and we're going to remind you over and over again that despite what the world is telling you, that you're not good enough, that you have to do something before it, that you have to have this or that or anything else, we're going to tell you that that's nonsense, that there is a spark that has been placed in you by birthright of the divine, and that's something that you should respect and honor and allow to grow and flourish and connect it to. And once you feel it and you know it and you see it, it's going to magnify all the goodness in life and all the goodness that you are meant to live in your lives.
Amen, sister. Amen.
I think that's really worth it. And that's what we come here for. It's plain and simple. I know a lot of times people say, well, what is it thing that you guys do, that gathering of light? They always ask me that. People say, oh, you just got to come. Just come and you can see what it's like. But it really is that simple. It's that simple. It's taking the time out once a week to try to counterbalance all of the negativity that's been thrown at me all week long. It's about trusting that I have a connection to the divine that wants to really be just in that presence with me without any further distractions. No distractions. Just pure, simple connection and truth.
Cracking open that heart.
That's right. Just a place where we can just say, your soul can just say, no judgments, no rules, just heart. One to one, and one to all of us together. So we say, come with whatever you're faced with. Come with whatever's blocking that heart from feeling okay. Bring it in, because we're not going to judge you. And we're going to say, we trust in what's beyond that. I don't care. Give it to us. There isn't anybody in here that hasn't felt anything horrific in their life. There's a story of the Buddha, and this woman comes to him and she said, I can't stand it. My son died. My son died. And I have such pain. And I can't stand it. You have to help me with this. You have to help me with you. And he says, I will completely remove that pain from you in an instant if you can go through the village and you can find anybody. Anybody. If you could find, there's anybody who's not felt that type of pain. And she went knocking on doors and saying, telling everybody how great her pain was. And she learned of other people's pains. And door after door, there were all different things that everybody else was facing. And each time she opened up and she just listened and heard it, she realized how much she wasn't alone. And by the time she got back to the Buddha, all she had to do was look at him and say thank you. And that's what spiritual community does. It helps us come to that place where we can say thank you to the hard stuff because we know we're growing. And we know that that is just helping us to move deeper inside to reach that truth within us and to empower us to go beyond it. Right? To go beyond it and to live in that truth despite what everybody else is saying in the world. That is the truth of who we are despite everything else. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, that is the
Hallelujah.
truth. And all along, we've been hearing about all these different places that quote where it says, John Shelby Spong, he was like big wig with the Episcopal Church. I find this funny because the last place we were in Gavin was an Episcopal church. And they said, you guys need to go. One of the new priests came in and saw me chanting next to the Eucharist, and it was not so good. So I was like, okay, I'm just being in that place of the divine, and that was uncomfortable. And that's okay, because that was his truth, and I honor that. And I don't think it takes anything less away from who we are, because some people feel uncomfortable sometimes. That's our job, to be respectful no matter what, because that stuff is just fear. And fear is darkness, and darkness needs light. And we're a gathering of light. And some of you may have in the meditation might have heard some weeping in the meditation. I can relate to the weeping when you're hearing the divine. And every time I'm in that place of true love, and I feel that, it makes me weep. It makes me weep because of all I missed out in. How many years have I trudged through them? I just heard trudge means like to have a purpose. So I mean, it's in the old version of it. But I really pushed myself through stuff and didn't realize that right beside me, in fact, right within me, was the opportunity to see it differently and to have a totally different vision of what's going on. So the reminders are so important for us. It is so necessary. And to make that connection, to know that we have a lifeline. Community means lifeline. It means a lifeline of getting together. It means a lifeline that when we're getting in those places where it's really tough, that we know we can reach out and someone will be there, no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's that simple. Again, it goes back to being that simple. We have a primary purpose, and that is to grow spiritually and to help each other to grow spiritually, and making it a conscious contact, to making it positive, to making it tangible, to making it very real in your lives. You deserve to have the glory of the divine in your lives. That sun out there, the beauty of the snow on the ground, and all of the goodness of life, all of those things are those reflections of that call that's saying, yes, come back to truth. Yes, come back to light. Come back to what you're truly meant to be. And that's what we're celebrating here today, that we've been able to do that, and we keep showing up for that. And that's one of our taglines, just show up. So I'm here today to thank you all for showing up year after year and being here together as a wonderful, amazing community. And let's go on from here. The sky's the limit.
Let's give him a hand.
Yeah.